And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Getting ready for game number 2 of our doubleheader tonight between the Gold Diggers and the Spartans. Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers under head coach Dan Jansen as they come in Class A, Region 8 in the number 4 spot right there in the middle of the pack with a record of 10-5. They're averaging about 60 points per game, giving up about 52 points a contest. The home team on the scoreboard tonight, the Spearfish Spartans, are back home after going over to Box Elder and defeating the Douglas Patriots on Saturday 60-49. That puts their record to 9-1 on the season. Game number 11 is coming up next as the Spearfish Spartans host the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. We'll lay the foundation and hear from head coach Ben Schultz of the Spearfish Spartans next.
Happen. From fender benders to deer crossings, it's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Welcome back to the Jake's Collision Repair Countdown to Tip-Off. Laying the foundation for tonight's matchup, courtesy of Heinzerling Concrete. Here's Cody Oliver.
Coach, you guys are right in the middle of a thick streak of games throughout the middle to later part of your season. This will be your 4th game in about a week. Talk about how the boys have been handling having back-to-back competitions in as many weeks.
It's been up and down. You know, they're high school kids sometimes. Focus isn't always where we need it to be. But yesterday I thought we had a really good practice in preparation for a big week of 3 games here, which makes me feel good about tonight and then also leading into this weekend.
Of course, these 3 games this week, all of them at home. Talk about the advantage of being able to sleep in your own bed despite this long weekend of games.
Yeah, I mean, playing in Spearfish is a huge advantage for us. It's a great gym. We feel really good in our gym. We have a great crowd, so home games are always something that we love having. And hopefully, we're well rested this week. We take care of our bodies with all the games, and we're ready to compete at a high level.
Going back to your last contest, a win versus Douglas, a game that was rescheduled. How are you guys able to kind of keep as far as a business-like performance versus Douglas in order to prepare you guys for this week?
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we don't overlook any teams. You know, Douglas has competed with some really good teams through like 2.5, 3 quarters. Sometimes they falter late in the game, but I'm happy that we came out of there with a win. I thought Cooper Gibbs played really, really well that game. And I thought we rebounded at a high level. Coming into this week, we got, some really big teams with a lot of length and size, so we got to continue that mindset.
I kind of took the question out of my mouth, Coach, as far as the emergence of Cooper Gibbs, 21 points versus Douglas. And you have, of course, Lead-Deadwood tonight that plays a little bit smaller basketball, likes to run the floor, get a bunch of offense going. Not that you want to overlook Lead-Deadwood, but at the end of this week, like you said, Coach, you got Huron, who everyone knows who they have as far as height, as well as Mitchell, who's always a big physical squad. How important is it to have some of your bigs like Cooper Gibbs, Ashar Hodges, even Cade Vavruska, and maybe even Peyton Jones be ready for this week?
Our post game definitely unlocks our offense. The last week we've been really working on entering the ball to the post and actions out of the post. So that's always an emphasis. Sometimes with our pace, we're not patient enough to give that post touch a look. That was definitely an emphasis in the Douglas game, and you saw Cooper Gibbs really take off with that. Ashar's done a really good job when he gets the ball in the post of being selective of when to attack and when to distribute the basketball. So that's something we definitely want to continue growing in here towards the end of the season because it's vital for us to compete with the competition that we have in front of us.
Looking at your opponent, the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers, Coach, a Class A opponent, a team that just seems to keep getting better and better under head coach Dan Jansen. What do you see from this year from the Gold Diggers that impresses you?
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job over there, getting them organized, getting them to play hard. They mix up defenses. They'll do like a 2-3. They'll do a 1-3-1. They'll play some man. So we have to be prepared for a lot of different looks defensively. They also have, a trapping press. So they mix it up and they do a good job of keeping teams on their toes. At the end of the day, we got to play Spartan basketball. We got to be our defensive intensity has to be at a high level. We got to get on transition and hunt for great shots. And if we do those things, I like our chances. Of
course, Lead-Deadwood loves to run the floor as well, Coach. Do you feel like that their transition offense is going to be an advantage for your team as far as defending it, or is that something that you guys need to be extra noteworthy of?
Yeah, I think our team can play in a lot of different ways. If we want to slow it down, play in a half court, we can. If we want to get in a track meet, we can. If we want to bring some full court pressure, we can. So as far as this game, we're really focused on what we need to do. We talked a little bit about how Lead-Deadwood can hurt us in practice, but at the end of the day, they have to prepare for us as well. And if we come in with that mindset of, we're going to take it to them, we're going to start on the defensive end with a lot of intensity and create easy looks offensively, I think we'll be okay.
As we get closer to tip-off, our starting lineup's right around the corner, but let's talk about who's wearing the stripes tonight. And our officials for tonight's contest and the law on the court is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection.
And looking at our law on the court tonight, the officials are Alan Olson, Matt Berger, and Shane Gottlieb.
And those are tonight's referees and officials wearing the stripes and the black shoes and the black pants and blowing the whistles tonight. And it's all being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. As we wrap things up here soon with our countdown to tip-off, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. We'll be tipping this baby off here in just a couple of minutes. So get on out to the Spearfish High School gym. But if you can't make it here, keep it right here on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, as well as the mobile app. And tonight you can watch this game for free through KDSJ-TV on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. Lead-Deadwood comes in 10-5 on the season. They're 7-2 on the road this year, averaging about 60 points per game and giving up about 52 points per game. They are 1-3 against teams with winning records, which Spearfish does. The Spartans come in with just one loss on the season. That was a week ago today when they lost at St. Thomas More. They're 9-1 on the season. They're coming off of a win at Douglas this past Saturday afternoon. They got a victory over there against the Patriots, 60-49. So 9-1 on the season. Game number 11 and the first of 3 games this week for Spearfish here at home. Let's check out our starters tonight. First of all, for the visiting team, it's being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts. Let our family care for your family. Visiting team starters for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. It'll be number 3, Enzo Stone, the sophomore 6'1" guard. Also getting the start will be number 4, Garrett Ranapa, the 6'3" post player. He is a junior. Number 12 is Cannon Rogers, a 6' senior. Getting the start in the backcourt as the starting point guard is number 22, Blake Jansen, leads them in scoring this season. He's a 6'3" junior. And also getting the start will be number 33, Brady Ranapa, part of the Ranapa brothers. And Brady is a 6'3" senior, as they'll go with 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and 1 sophomore for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers in their starting 5 under head coach Dan Jansen, assisted by Brandon Webb and Carter Nelson, a former player for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Here is our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, with tonight's starting 5 for the Spartans.
And they will start like this. Bennett Corton is a senior guard wearing number 0, a 5'11" senior. Cameron Davis is a guard/forward, a 6'2" senior. Mason Southern, a junior point guard at 5'8". Cade Vavruska, one of the best players in the state, a 6'2" junior forward. And the big man in the middle, that's Cooper Gibbs. He is a 6'3" senior forward, had 21 points and 6 rebounds versus Douglas on Saturday. The Spartans are head coached by Ben Schultz.
A trio of seniors and a couple pretty good juniors getting the start for the Spartans. Again, I think the size advantage for Spearfish is just going to eat up the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. But the Diggers have effort, and they have effort from their starting 5 down through the reserves. So they're not going to give up in this contest, and they may get off to a hot start if they can get the ball through the net right away with Jansen and Stone. But can they keep it up for 4 quarters? That's going to be key for Lead-Deadwood tonight, as the Class A squad from Region 8, they go up against the Class AA team, who's number 4 in the state this week, the Spearfish Spartans, at 9-1. As we get ready for tip-off, our Dana Dental Arts, once again, starting lineups being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts. Let our family care for your family. And again, we broadcast live from the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. The Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers in their road maroon jerseys, maroon shorts. Diggers in gold and in cursive across the front with the gold numbers on front and back. Spearfish with the white home jerseys with Spartans across the front in maroon and maroon numbers front and back. And I think we're about ready for this Lawrence County matchup. It'll be Jansen in the middle, tipping it up against Cade Vavruska, and the Spartans win the tip. Our tip-off time at 7:14 p.m. Our countdown to tip-off, once again, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair. Mason Southern, the junior out there, gives it over to Vavruska for 3 to open up the game. No good. Rebounded by Cameron Davis. Davis underneath, bottom block. Gets rid of it, goes to Gibbs. Can he continue his hotness? No, he misses that one, as he did a very good job Saturday at Douglas. Here's a long 3 by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. No good. And if you're Lead-Deadwood, you still got to play your kind of basketball. They want to get up and down the floor. And sometimes that first opportunity at a shot is going to be your best opportunity tonight against this Spartan D.
Yeah, that's one thing that Lead-Deadwood will like to do, is put up shots early in the shot clock. They really don't do a lot of half-court sets. But Spearfish, they also like to run and gun themselves. So whatever team's able to control the basketball and score in transition will get the win.
And Cade Vavruska takes a baseline for the first 2 points here in this contest, as the Spartans up 2-0.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vavruska scored first in about every single game this season, and now he has a steal to go up Florida Southern. What a play! So as Cade Vavruska was falling down to get the steal, and he just punches it forward to Mason Southern, and Southern's able to catch it in stride for the easy layup.
Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with the maroon and gold of the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers.
That's one thing about this Spartan squad. These boys have played a lot of basketball together, so they know how to get the ball to their teammates in order to have them make a play.
Here's a steal by Spearfish up ahead, and a nice layup. 3 different guys have scored for Spearfish.
As again, those were our game keys for both teams. It's who's going to control the basketball, limit their turnover margin, and who's going to be able to take advantage of turnovers in the transition. Right now, Spearfish is winning both of those 2 contests.
And it's Jansen going up with it, no good. Offensive rebound by Brady Ranapa. Now goes out to Stone. Stone picks up his dribble, almost travels as he gets it on over here back to Jansen. Jansen averaging around 20 points per game. And off of his knee and out of bounds. A 6-0 start here for Spearfish.
This is going to be a fun match to watch the entire night. Blake Jansen up against Cade Vavruska. Two very similar style of athletes. I mean, Vavruska a little bit better three-point shooter, but Jansen, he can finish in a multitude of ways at the rim. Jansen averaging 17 points a contest, Vavruska averaging about 15, but both of them get about 7 rebounds a game, so very similar style between Jansen and Vavruska, and of course, they were matched up on one another. Now it looks like Davis is guarding Jansen.
And the shot is up and good. They're on the scoreboard. Gold Diggers get 2 from Garrett Ranapa.
Able to have a little jumper at the free throw line using the glass. Nice looking shot from the Gold Diggers.
The Jansen-Vavruska matchup, they're both juniors, and they've both been playing for their respective teams for quite a while here on varsity. No subs into the game, so we're going to continue with our starting 5 out there. Spearfish up 6-2, 5:22 left to play here in the opening frame. This is game number 16 on the season for Lead-Deadwood, game number 11 for the Spearfish Spartans.
So now Lead-Deadwood against Spearfish is not going to allow you to get very many one-pass shot opportunities, and again, right there, you see Lead-Deadwood just a little bit careless with the ball. Garrett Ranapa, you got to be extra mindful of the ball security. If you hold it out in front of these Spartans, they will just simply take it from you with a smile on their face.
Last game for Spearfish was on Saturday as they got a win over Douglas, 60-49. Did Douglas just kind of hang around in that game?
Douglas hung around for a bit. I mean, most people look at Douglas and think, they're not that good a squad, but the Douglas boys team, they very quietly, a very solid squad. They gave Spearfish a run early before the Spartans ran away with it late.
Cameron Davis knocks down a three-pointer for the Spearfish Spartans as 4 different guys have scored for Spearfish, up 9-2.
And now another pass up floor for Corton, able to have the Spartans run in transition again.
Behind the back bounce pass by Spearfish, and now getting a foul called on Lead-Deadwood, so that'll send Davis to the line for a pair.
Jansen picked up his first, and again, he's kind of the war daddy offensively for Spearfish. Remember watching him on KDSJ-TV when he ran up and down the floor. It looked like a conditioning drill versus Belfouche. And right now it's been the Gold Diggers, the one turning over the basketball to Spearfish, and that's what allowed Spearfish to jump out to this 9-2 lead. It's Cameron Davis, again, knocking down that early three, building up his confidence. He started off the season hot, cooled down versus, again, Mockpeel Luton, especially versus St. Thomas More, but able to hit a three and went 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Another area he struggled and trying to get back to his former self from the charity stripe.
I want to see Spearfish make layups tonight, as well as get better at the free throw line. Jansen is getting better as he goes into the lane, up over the defense for 2 points.
And that's Jansen's game. He's big enough to jump over smaller defenders from the extended lane, and also athletic enough to have that shooter's roll to bounce off the glass.
Stepping back, three-pointer Cameron Davis hits his second tray of the night.
Yeah, Cam Davis, he's starting to get warmed up. Spearfish has so many shooters they can use. And now Davis up floor, slammed. No, he does not. He just selects to go the layup. I was getting ready to get excited because Davis has proved multiple times he can jump up there and rock that ball home.
That would have been nice on the Tropical Smoothie replay, but 2 points are 2 points, and the Spartans lead it 15-4 in this contest. There it is, Tropical Smoothie replay over on KDSJ-TV, where you can watch the game for free tonight in all of our Spartan broadcasts.
Free like free.
Now on the baseline, it's going to be Lead-Deadwood. Coming in is Elias Taylor, a senior coming in for Spearfish, or for Lead-Deadwood. Layup is good by Spearfish. They just took that ball away real quick, and Bennett Corton shows off his speed.
Against some of these Black Hills Class A teams, you might be able to get that short inbounds play to lob it up to Jansen to have him quickly shoot it. Right now, Spearfish, they have an entire starting squad that's able to jump up and catch that ball away from Jansen. That's called a simple film review from head coach Ben Schultz. He knew that that was Lead-Deadwood's best inbounds play. They sent both Davis and Corton at that ball. The moment they lobbed it up to Jansen, Corton able to tip it away and quickly get it up floor for an easy transition layup.
3:33 left to play here in the first quarter. Spartans up 17-4. Time on the floor. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients.
Celebrating Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers off of the timeout. Well, they threw it to the wrong team. Here comes Cameron Davis across half court, into the paint, lays it up, and rolls around and out. And that'll be a foul as we heard the whistle right there from our courtside mic. And this will be a foul on Lead-Deadwood. That is going to be their third team foul in this first quarter. And Davis goes back to the line.
And Ranapod just picked up his second foul, so one thing to keep in note. Davis hitting the first one. He shot from the free throw line 96%. Last season, which was among the state's best regarding all classes, has struggled this season from the line, just a 40%, but he hits a pair of those. He's now 3 for 4 on the night. So those start to build that free throw average up from where it was a season ago.
See how Lead-Deadwood could settle in here after that timeout called by Jansen.
One thing with the Spartans, they want you to take early one pass possession shots, and they'll rebound as Lead-Deadwood having to now run a little bit more of a half-court set that they haven't had to do throughout this season.
Shot is up and no good by Jansen in the lane. Rebounded here by Spearfish, and that is 1 and out on that possession. Spartans.
That's one thing that Spearfish wants to do is force errant shots from Jansen from the extended lane and also allow them to rebound the ball after those shots don't hit pay dirt.
Now back behind the arc is Spearfish as they're using some time on this possession with 13 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Davis for 3, no good. Saved there by Corton. Here is Southern for 3, that's good.
Ball movement, and it all starts from that offensive board from Corton. The hustle, the athletic ability to throw it clear back in bounds, and then the Spartans just continue to run their offense like it's a normal pass and nothing happened.
And getting the job done defensively as well, turning the ball over. Lead-Deadwood, now back to Spearfish.
Yeah, Spearfish right now forcing Lead-Deadwood to unforced errors. The Gold Diggers, again, they've struggled versus teams with winning records this season, much like Spearfish has. So we're going to see what team with a winning record would have the better opportunity. But right now, Spearfish is putting on a clinic defensively on how to deal with the Gold Diggers.
Underneath, the tip back up, no good. Offensive rebound, back up, no good by Gibbs, and a foul as he gets act in the act.
Now, right now, Lead-Deadwood not even thinking about rebounding right now. Normally, the Gold Diggers, again, the Black Hills Conference, they primarily have the size, like we saw versus Bellefouche when they manhandled the Bronx, but Spearfish, I mean, they have a bunch of size, especially in this lineup with the Shar Hodges, Cade Vavruska, and Carson Sire. I mean, everyone but Cam Davis and Cooper Gibbs on the floor right now to establish some size. If you don't box those big boys out, they're going to get offensive rebounds like they've done the entire game, and they pick up another one.
Sire with the offensive board. Inside, Hodges lays it up, no good. And Cade Vavruska, he's 6'2". He even plays bigger than that with his size. As Jansen will go back outside to Elias Taylor. Now over to Enzo Stone, a sophomore. Up and coming, good athlete for the Gold Diggers. They get it to Brady Ranapa. He turns around against Hodges. Loose ball on the floor, picked up by a Digger, and then lost it. Spearfish up ahead. Layup by Vavruska is good, +1.
Yeah, that's just a simple hustle play. Grandpa had a good position at that high post, but he made the mistake of putting the ball on the ground. Spearfish, an opportunistic defense. Going to swipe at that basketball every single time you put it on the ground. It allows those smaller athletes, those guards, to get in there, grab a possession, and then once the Spartans get out and run, there's about 1 or 2 players already streaking down the floor. Vavruska beats the defense. The defender, looks like Grandpa, it might have been a frustration foul just to try to prevent the 2 points, but Vavruska, he knows how to finish at the rim. We've seen it before, and he does it right there again to possibly force another 3-point play.
And Vavruska's free throw is good. There's your 3-point play. The Spearfish girls were up in the first quarter 26-0. In the boys' game, Spearfish is up 26-4.
I wonder how many of those points have been off of turnovers, because again, Spearfish is going at that basketball, and Lead-Deadwood has not done well versus this pressure.
Here is Stone. Now they go over to Garrett Ranapa. He dribbles, but then has the ball knocked loose right back into his face. So a foul called on Spearfish. That'll be the first team foul on the Spartans here in this first quarter.
Another thing to note that Lead-Deadwood's already got 5 team fouls this quarter, so another Gold Digger foul will result in layups. And nice recognition for the Gold Diggers. Enzo Stone with the classic pass off the back of the defender into a layup. And a block by Jensen up floor. Now the Gold Diggers with a little bit of momentum.
Here's Rogers, steps back 3, no good. Her rebound is not there. It was almost going to be tipped in by Jensen, but he mistimed it. Now here's Southern with the basketball, goes free throw line, kicks it over, 3-pointer on the way, and it's good. That's a 3-ball by Carson Sire.
One thing about these Spartans, when they see a shot open, they're going to go ahead and score. They like to score fast, they like to score often, as now here's Stone trying to respond with 3.
He misses it off the back iron. Here's another 3, that is going to be no good, and it's rebounded here by Spearfish. Don't quite have the numbers, so Sire will hold things up, kick it back out to Mason Southern, and he'll set up the offense with 6 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Hodges, layup, good.
Nice find by Mason Southern. That's why he's one of the state's best point guards in numbers in terms of assists. He's toward the top, averaging around a little over 5 a contest. Spearfish, the entire offense runs through the paint. This time Southern gets to the top of the paint, bounce pass to Hodges on the inside. Defense didn't know what hit him.
As the Spartans lead at 31-6 after 1.
Years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make eating better.
And let's have a look at your matchup menu tonight. Other boys basketball games going on in the Black Hills Conference. Douglas is at Custer. Sundance, Wyoming goes up to Buffalo to take on Harding County in a makeup game tonight. Phillip is at New Underwood. Kadoke area goes to Bennett County. Shadron, Nebraska is at Hill City. Sturgis is at 5th-ranked St. Thomas More. Rapid City Christian is at Mount Pialuta. And number 4 Spearfish is in action tonight as they host Lead-Deadwood. We're back at it here to begin the second quarter. Spartans up 31-6. That is part of your matchup menu, and a busy schedule tonight in high school boys basketball across the state as the jump shot no good there by Blake Jansen. Kicked it back out. Garrett Ranapaw 3. That's going to be wide right. That's our matchup menu tonight, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council.
So now Lead-Deadwood having to deal with that Spearfish Spartan pressure. You've dealt with it with a quarter. You had a few good possessions, getting some points. Someone other than Blake Jansen's got to get involved offensively.
Underneath, going up and in, getting 2 points there in the paint is Kate Vavruska.
It's Vavruska up against Jansen. Jansen had a good defense initially, but again, failed to box out Kate Vavruska. And the Spartans with another offensive board and another putback to extend on to this lead.
Here's Stone, puts up the shot, partially blocked by a person, and then also by the side of the backboard.
It was Cooper Gibbs, I believe, is going to be credited with that block.
And they'll say red ball, so that would be maroon. The referees like to keep it one syllable. Red, black, green, orange. Here's a 3 on the way, good. This time by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers, number 12, Cannon Rogers, one of the seniors.
Needed 3 for Lead-Deadwood. Maybe see if that settles down this Gold Digger offense.
Their first made 3 of the night. Meanwhile, Spearfish answers back with a 3-pointer. That is going to be their 5th made 3.
Cade Vavruska again setting up in the corner. The Spartans, even though they like to go fast in transition, they go fast in terms of setting up their offense. If the defense, especially a man defense, is a little bit slow, here we go.
That would be Cameron Davis with a slam-a-jammer.
Hasn't done it in as many games, but again, when the Spartans see a loose ball, especially Davis, he's not looking to use the glass. He's looking to put 2 arms in the rim.
At the bottom block, Lead-Deadwood slides it off a foot of one of the Spearfish Spartans. So Lead-Deadwood will keep it here. They'll inbound it on the baseline on the side of the paint there.
You can tell that we're used to seeing the Spartans dunk this season, because last year when Vavruska slammed it there at versus T area in the Sodak 6 team, this place went insane. Now the Spartans, when they dunk it, it's pretty much another routine play.
Here's Rogers on the baseline drive. He has back-to-back hoops now. Gold Diggers into double-digit points, but down by 27 here in the second quarter.
So yeah, Lead-Deadwood again, they're starting to find some momentum with Rogers. Now can you get a much-needed stop on defense, force Spartans into a bad shot and control the paint, and good defense there by End Zone Stone, but you got to get the ball, and the Spartans with another opportunity.
Here's Cameron Davis, goes outside here to Gibbs. Coop goes inside, partially blocked by Stone, and they're going to call Enzo Stone for the foul.
Yeah, Stone had one good block, but even a block is the same thing as a missed shot. You still got to go get the ball, as the block might have been cool, but if the offense has another opportunity to score, the block really does you nothing.
Cooper Gibbs at the free throw line misses the first. That is the first team foul on the Gold Diggers here in this second quarter.
They called that foul on Garrett Ranapaw, so he's now got 3. I could have swore it was Stone.
Second free throw, no good by Gibbs. Offensive rebound by Spearfish as they're quicker to the ball than the Gold Diggers. Outside Davis for 3. Ooh, no good.
This time Davis just a bit outside. Still had a good look at it. Sometimes the ball just slips out of your hands a little bit and it looks worse than it probably already feels like.
And Cannon Rogers starting to feel it now. He has 3 straight buckets, a 3-pointer, a 2-pointer, and answers back with another triple.
Yeah.
Here's Vavruska for 3, no good.
And a defensive rebound for Lead-Deadwood. So you found something with Cannon Rogers. Do you have a set play for him, or you still want to have 12 create? And it actually forces a foul on Bennett Corton. So Coach Jansen finding a little bit of an answer offensively in Cannon Rogers, with Blake Jansen struggling shooting the ball. If you get an outside scoring threat, it might help you keep pace with the Spartans. But again, it all starts on defense and rebounding, which the Gold Diggers did in that last possession.
Corton is the one guarding Rogers, who has the hot hand right now for Lead-Deadwood. They throw it outside to Brady Ranapaw. Now over to Cannon Rogers. Rogers trying to get a screen. It's not there. Davis with the steal. Down the floor. Reverse layup is good.
He is showing off the entire arsenal at the rim tonight.
Davis with 14 points.
Has a few layups, has a slam dunk, reverse layup. Showing all the scouts what he can do at the rim.
Now handing it off. Here is Stone. Stone turn around, shoot it, missed it. Rebounded by Hodges.
And now you see both Sire and Hodges have a body on the Gold Diggers. They're not allowing Lead-Deadwood to get offensive boards, and meanwhile Spearfish has lived on the offensive glass, and that is what it attributes to this large lead.
And here's the steal, this time by Garrett Ranapaw. He takes it down the floor, loses the rock, and then it goes out of bounds over to the Spartan bench, and it'll stay here with Lead-Deadwood.
Cam Davis this time had his ball stolen away from him, but able to track down and not foul. Now they switch the call to have it be off of Lead-Deadwood, so instead of a breakaway layup for Ranapaw, they give the ball back to Spearfish.
Spearfish, after having some road games over the last week to Rapid City, Pine Ridge, Box Elder, some home cooking this week as they get 3 home games here.
And that's huge, according to head coach Ben Schultz, like we heard from him earlier, saying having especially these AA teams have to travel all that distance. Spearfish went to Huron, went to Mitchell last season, went 0-2 in those 2 contests. Now having both of those teams having to go across the state. And Spearfish a little bit of home cooking, and we can hear this crowd get very loud, and that is just a massive advantage for the Spartans.
And Spearfish gets the bucket to go, a little one-hander in the paint, and that is by Thomas Hughes.
Yeah, nice to see Hughes get in the score column. He's worked super hard on defense. He's getting a little more playing time throughout the season. This time he is awarded with a little bit of points offensively.
As we say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Jenks Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis, Monument Health Orthopedics. Also thanks to Hydrogen Concrete, Beef Logic, and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. And also thanks to Dana Dental Arts. And the first free throw is no good, so we'll try another. It's good by Rogers. He has most of the points for Lead-Deadwood in this second quarter. He has 9 total. It's 42-15. And here is Southern going back outside, going to the baseline, cut off there. Tucker Olson nowhere to go. They rotate the ball over to the other side. Here's Sire. Sire kicks out Southern. Southern free throw line, now into the paint with his left hand, lays it up and in for 2.
Tough layup by Mason Southern. Again, he doesn't have the height advantage on a lot of defenders, but this time he puts a shoulder into his defender, able to switch the ball over to his right side and able to get the ball away from his defender, shielding the defense with the shoulder for a layup.
Here's a steal by Sire. He lays it up and in for 2. A couple more fast break points for the Spartans.
Right now the Spartans, they're trapping the ball carrier, the ball handler that is. As again, anytime that Lead-Deadwood tries to make a move, there's always a Spartan there to swipe at a ball. If not, there's going to be a Spartan on the way by to put a hand right into the dribbler's hand, right into the dribbler's ball to get a steal.
8 different guys have scored for Spearfish. 4 have scored for the Gold Diggers, led by Rogers, who has 9 points. 2 points from Stone, 2 from Jansen, and it seems like a long time ago when Garrett Renapaw had a bucket. Here's a 3 by the Spearfish Spartans off the bench, Tucker Olson.
Tucker Olson with a home run bucket right there. Of course, Tucker Olson, a very good baseball player in his own right, and a timeout on the floor as Spearfish blowing up this lead 49-15, and it's all off of steals from the Gold Diggers.
2 minutes left to go before halftime. We'll be back right here on KDSJ Sports.
Easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood. All with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
(49-15), Spartans lead it on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as Ashar Harges has it basketball, dribbles it down the floor, and then the wheels came off. And he fell down.
The brakes weren't quite breaking that time for Ashar.
I think he was just still more surprised that the ball just literally came right to him. And then he dribbled it all the way down the floor and then whoop! And that's the end of that play. Here is another steal by Spearfish. Give credit to those deflections. They don't get in the stat book, but the guy's tipping the ball away. And then Spearfish gets it back in their half court, coming around a screen, trying to get it over to him. They do. Nice job to Thomas Hughes, and he travels.
Good idea by Hughes. Get himself in the better position to either float it up in the middle of the lane or lob it over to Ashar Hodges. But now Lead-Deadwood, last few possessions, have tried forcing it to Jansen on the inside, and the Spartans want to get the ball to Blake Jansen so they can swarm him at the high post and force him into a bad shot.
Cannon Rogers shoots a three. He gets shoved down, so he will be shooting 3 free throws.
Yeah, Thomas Hughes, very aggressive on defense. He has the athleticism to really be right in the hip pocket of most ball handlers. This time a little too physical with Rogers when he went to go for the shot.
First free throw by Rogers is up and good. He leads the Gold Diggers now with 10 points. Jansen was cold from the field to start the game, and he's back talking to his dad, the head coach. See if he can build his confidence back up in the second half, as Rogers has got it going now as he makes the first 2 free throws.
We have a Sam Marcus sighting in the game. Senior center/forward comes in for Ashar Hodges.
So now we got 1 minute left to go before halftime in our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Here is Southern with it. Comes over and kicks it over. 3-pointer, no good. Defensive rebound that time by Elias Taylor. His senior year transferring in to Lead-Deadwood High School. Nice give and go. Rogers for 3, can't get it to go. And it's rebounded here by Mason Southern. He could almost use the entire 35-second shot clock, but there's like a 2-second differential.
Yeah, I think that's what Spearfish would like to do, and no one really trying to move around. Of course, you got Southern looking to kill some time going up against Elias Taylor. And with about 10 on the shot clock, you'll see the Spartans get into motion. They set up a shot off a double screen to Tucker Olson. Keegan Ozuna is a really good three-point shooter as well. Let's see who gets this last shot.
Here's a 3 on the way from Ozuna. No good. Offensive rebound. Got to put it back up, and they run out of clock. That first shot was an air ball, so that's why the shot clock kept ticking, and now it's a shot clock violation. 0.9 second left to go, and Lead-Deadwood down 49-18. Will inbound it with less than a second to go. They're not going to attempt a shot, and we go into halftime. Spearfish Spartans 49 and the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers 18 at the break of this Black Hills Conference matchup. Your Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show is coming up next.
Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Whatever the weather, Wolves Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolves Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolves Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95.
And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth here live atop of the Spearfish High School gym. It's halftime with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show in Spearfish. You can give them a call at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. Well, before we get into the halftime stats of this boys varsity contest, head coach Dakota Johnson from the Spearfish girls basketball team joining us here with our halftime show to recap the girls contest. And Coach, I know we talked earlier today about coming out to having a business-like game versus Lead-Deadwood, being able to focus on us. I say in the first quarter you guys did very well focusing on yourselves, again, jumping out to a ginormous lead that really Lead-Deadwood had no chance to recover from the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, anytime that we can see big shots like that go in right away, it just sparks that momentum. They had the juice, and they carried that on the defensive end, and the rest is history.
Really, the past few games, really since the St. Thomas More Makpialuda matchups, your offense has starting to reawake with not only Kate Scharf is shooting the ball like she always does, but we also see Anna Eisenbarth like we saw versus Douglas, Avery Radicus this contest. We've also seen sparks from Addie Bowman and a few others that are not coming to name right now. But what do you think credits this reemergence offensively for your team?
I mean, I think it was an eye-opening experience to go down to Mapialuta and have such a solid defensive game and then come up short and significantly short because we couldn't get any offense stirring. So they've been really focused on making sure. I mean, basketball's a tale of two ends. You know, you got to make sure you play defense and offense. And some of those other girls, like you said, they've been stepping up. And anytime that we have balance, we see success. So we're just hoping to carry that forward.
Especially in this contest, I believe all but 2 girls got into the scoring column today for your basketball squad. So as far as establishing balance, this is something that I'm assuming is put in practice as well when it comes to having your bench players come out and perform as well as they did.
Yeah, I mean, we have to compete in practice in order to play at a high level. We've got to have, you know, a good second team that's pushing that first team, and we've got to be able to play with a lot of different girls because, you know, like we've been talking about, you never know when your number's going to be called, and when it's called, we expect you to step up and you know, play at a high level, and I think that those bench players are doing that and giving us some good minutes, and it's going to be good for us down the stretch.
You have a lot of freshmen on this year's varsity squad, and we've already seen a lot from Megan Markovitz, but also Tylee Tatro, Schweigert as well has gotten to some varsity action as well. So how important is it to have those freshmen get so much varsity experience in their first year of varsity on your team?
I mean, it's going to pay off huge for us this year and obviously in years to come. Anytime that you can get some of those younger girls some varsity level pace so that they're used to it, that's going to be good for us so they're not surprised, you know, going into next year and, you know, down the stretch when we need them in close games or that sort of thing. So it's going to pay off huge for us, and excited to see how they continue to grow and develop for us.
And finally, Coach, you have a little bit of a few days off in this stretch of games here, a home stretch you have coming up, one of 4 straight home games, but you return to AA action back on coming up on Friday with Huron and Mitchell coming into town on Friday and Saturday. What do you want to improve from your basketball team between now and before the Tigers and the Colonels come into town?
I mean, we got to keep doing more of the same, just stay disciplined, control the tempo offensively and defensively. There's going to be really huge games for us this weekend, so we got to have really good practices Wednesday and Thursday, and then hopefully take care of business this weekend.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Coach, for joining us in the broadcast booth, and looking forward to talking to you again coming up later on this week.
You bet. Thanks.
That's head coach Dakota Johnson with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. We'll take a quick timeout and come back and look at the stats from this first half of action live from Spearfish. It's our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. We'll go over some statistics and scores coming up next.
Birthday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
In a land of clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
It's halftime at the Spearfish High School gym here on this Tuesday night as the Spearfish Spartans in control of this boys game 49-18. Thanks again to Dakota Johnson joining us here at the halftime break, head coach of the Spearfish girls, as they ran away with their game 62-8. The final score, as it was Kate Sharp leading the way with 16 points in that contest. Looking at the stats, let's have a look at this first half recap. The Spearfish Spartan boys got off to a good start, up 31-6 at the end of the first quarter. They outscored Lead-Deadwood 18-12 in the second quarter. I think Cannon Rogers had all 12 points for Lead-Deadwood in that second frame. As looking at the numbers, he has a dozen points. Then 2 points apiece for Garrett Ranapa, Blake Jansen, and Enzo Stone. So 4 guys have scored for Lead-Deadwood to total up the 18, but they're down by 31 points here at halftime. Spearfish Spartans, let's see, they get 2 guys into double figures already. 15 from Cameron Davis, a starter. 10 points by junior Cade Vavruska. And then 7 points from Mason Southern. And Mason is a junior as well, so 3 juniors stepping up. All starters getting double-digit points. And then some role players getting in there. Bennett Corton with 4. 2 points from Cooper Gibbs. 5 points from Sire. 2 points from Ashar Hodges. 2 points from Thomas Hughes off the bench. And 3 points from Tucker Olson off the bench for Spearfish, as they get a total of 9 guys into the scoring column. Spearfish made 6 3-pointers in the first half. 2 made 3-pointers for Lead-Deadwood. The Gold Diggers made 4 free throws. Spearfish made 4 free throws. So Spearfish cruising so far. We've seen 3-pointers go down. We've seen a slam dunk by Cameron Davis. And just overall really good defense by Spearfish to force a lot of turnovers and build up a 31-point advantage at halftime. That is your halftime stats in our halftime show, being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. We are back at it, third quarter underway. Nice pass from Vavruska into Cooper Gibbs.
Some of these passes, I have no idea how the Spartans are able to fit them in through these tight spaces. It looks like Gibbs is covered up underneath at the block, but Vavruska is able to put just enough air on it and a perfect pass inside, and now an errant pass as Lead-Deadwood tries to do the same thing.
And then Garrett Ranapa gets the steal. He hands it off to Rogers. Now goes to, let's see if he can, well, he picked up his dribble, then gets it back to Brady. Brady gets it back to Cannon Rogers, so a little give and go there.
Yeah, Bennett Corton is the Spartans' best defender from the perimeter, and it forces errant passes like that as, again, Corton, all the attention from Rogers is not allowing another turnover from Bennett Corton, so that allows Rogers to try to get rid of the ball, and he throws it really before he looks to see if anyone's open.
Head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, Ben Schultz. Head coach of the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers is Dan Jensen, as they both sit on their respective benches. Shot is up and no good by Gibbs in the paint. And rebounded here by Blake Jansen. Hopefully he can get his stroke going and get some confidence here in the second half. Nice move there, gets into the lane, too strong off the backboard.
Yeah, and Spearfish, once Jansen gets the ball, you can see there's about 3 white jerseys closing in on 22 in maroon. There's Cooper Gibbs again.
An
with
assist
a
from Mason
perfect
Southern.
pass from Southern to Gibbs.
So Gibbs now with 6 points, and it's 53-18 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Spartans in control here at home in this Black Hills Conference matchup. It is Rogers against Southern. Southern's not letting him have a step. Inside, Garrett Ranmapaw has his shot blocked. Here comes Davis. Davis gives it off to Corton. Corton spins around and lays it up and in for 2.
Pump fake can be quite useful as Corton again got 2 goal diggers in the air, and it allowed for Bennett to make an easy attempt at a layup without having it worried being blocked.
One of the officials looks over at the scores table and nods his head, said yes, let's go with the running clock, as we have the differential of 37 points. So running clock in the second half, just like we did in the girls contest. So not going to get a whole lot of possessions here in the second half for these players. We'll probably see a lot of the bench come in. As speaking of reserve players, Sire and Hodges come in for Davis and Cooper Gibbs. 5:08 left to play here, third quarter. Spearfish back defensively as they'll go back to their man-to-man D.
Now Lead-Deadwood this possession, I would just like to see him take care of the ball, but of course Vavruska, anytime you see a Lead-Deadwood defender, you can see who they go after when in terms of dribbling the ball for Lead-Deadwood. You can see who the Spartans go after and who they want to let off, but there's a lot of ball handlers for Lead-Deadwood that Spearfish identify as someone that could potentially give them a lot of points and as far as transition like they've done in the first 2 quarters.
And now Lead-Deadwood, relatively young team. They start 2 seniors. They have 4 seniors total. And now picking up the dribble is Carson Sire. Sire will give it off to Vavruska. Vavruska in the paint, wearing the number 23, and he finger rolls it up and in for 2.
Yeah, this time Vavruska, Spearfish, the outside shooting. You wonder how Lead-Deadwood, anytime they get the ball into the paint, Spearfish collapses, but yet when Spearfish gets into the paint, Lead-Deadwood doesn't just crash it on the boards. That's because Spearfish has had some outside shooting that's kept the Lead-Deadwood defenders to the outside.
Hodges loses the ball back to Lead-Deadwood. Lead-Deadwood, 3-pointer on the way by Cannon Rogers, rolls around, and he gets the lucky bounce for his 3rd made 3-pointer.
Cannon Rogers, he hasn't stopped shooting. 15 points for the senior. Really has been the only outside presence as, again, the Spartans, anytime Blake Jansen's got the ball, he's getting double-teamed, and he's getting swarmed by a few sets of hands to force a steal or an errant pass.
Layup is good. Another beautiful, this time, bounce pass inside to Sire for 2.
Great execution that time from the Spartans. You saw Sire, he just looped around the screen. It was a nice set screen. Lead-Deadwood defenders got lost where their man was, and that allowed Sire to have an easy trip to the basket.
Going to have our first foul of the second half. Comes here with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. A foul called on the Spearfish Spartans. I think Hughes will pick it up.
No, they call it on Corton. He's got his second.
Okay. And then a couple guys go out. Corton goes out, and Vavruska checks out for Spearfish.
So we have Thomas Hughes and Isaac Wilson, a senior, check in for the Spartans.
Rogers gets it to Brady Ranapah. Gold Diggers will be back in action on Friday at home against Hill City. That's going to be, I believe, a high-scoring affair in that contest on a throwback night. 3-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Hodges. And then they're going to have to be ready for a track meet on Saturday when they host Mopaialuta. 3 on the way for the Spartans, no good. That time by Isaac Wilson. Rebounded by Hodges. Power man goes up and lays it up and in for 2.
And again, a simple pump fake can do you wonders as Shari able to dribble his way down into that low block. He keeps the ball away from the defense instead of dribbling out in front of them. So it doesn't allow the Gold Diggers to get a steal, use a pump fake, get a Gold Digger in the air, able to step underneath him, easy layup.
And some bad passes here for Lead-Deadwood as they're still 10 feet away from the 3-point arc as they try to set something up offensively. They go to Garrett Ranapaw in the paint, turnaround shot, and good over the defender.
That time, Ranapaw had a little room inside the middle of the lane. Spearfish didn't close in on Ranapaw as much as they closed in on Jansen, allowed Ranapaw to turn around and get the bucket.
Layup is no good there by the Spartans, by Thomas Hughes.
Might have been partially blocked by Jansen, who's still playing hard, even though he hasn't had the game he's had traditionally throughout the season.
Rogers misses a three. Jansen with the rebound, and then he gets called for the travel. So the confidence just isn't there for Blake. He's tried hard on offense and defense, but just one made bucket tonight as he has 2 points. He has some fouls.
And Jansen entered this contest averaging 17.5 points a contest, 7.8 rebounds a game as well. He's really does it all offensively and also on the boards, but there he gets a steal and can't quite track it down in time to get a transition bucket.
As it goes out of bounds here on the near sideline, Spearfish will get it back. About a 3-second differential, shot clock to game clock. Spearfish wound down the clock at the end of the first half in about the same situation. With it was Sam Marcus. Now they go here to Wilson, and Isaac will be fouled, I believe, in the process of shooting.
Good take by Wilson. The senior showing off the speed. Doesn't get a lot of opportunities here in this varsity season, but this time he able to go around the top of the lane, turned on another gear when he went on his way to the rim.
First free throw, no good by Wilson. That foul, the 4th on Garrett Ranapaw.
So Ranapaw again, first ball club player this entire night, really in danger of fouling out.
Number 4 has 4 fouls and has 4 points. As Wilson gets into the scoring column.
I believe that might be his first bucket of the season so far. I'll have to check.
Lead-Deadwood with it. Down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds, shot away, no good. They're not going to call a foul, and we've completed 3 quarters as it's all Spearfish Spartans. They put up another 13 points in the third quarter. Lead-Deadwood with 5. It's a 62-23 advantage as we head to the 4th on KDSJ Sports.
At a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
And welcome back here to the Spearfish High School gym and our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. On the Junic scoreboard, Spartans lead the Gold Diggers 62-23 as we head here to the 4th quarter, still a running clock. So both of these teams trying to execute something. Blake Jensen for 3, that rims out. That kind of tells the story of his shooting night tonight. As Spearfish brings in some guys off the bench. Away they go on offense.
Yeah, Spearfish really did a good job tonight of scouting out, making sure that Jansen did not take over the game like he's done throughout the rest of the season. But a steal in the bucket by Cannon Rogers. He's still playing good. Steals the ball away from Olsen, and an easy layup for 2.
Rogers with 17 unofficially. Now they're doing little walks, shuffle outside. 3-pointer on the way.
Nice.
It's good for the Spearfish Spartans, Sam Marcus.
Screen set up for Marcus. Spearfish has ran that play a few times. They starts off with the ball, passes it to another guard. He is able to dive around a screen. The man gets lost in that double screen, sets up Marcus on the opposite elbow, and drains the tray.
11 guys have scored for the Spearfish Spartans tonight as Marcus joins the party. Here's Jansen, up and good as he hits his second field goal of the night.
And then on the quick side, you saw Enzo Stone sneak in front of the inbounds play for Spearfish and head to the line after he misses the layup, but is fouled in the process.
So 2 free throws coming up here for Enzo Stone. He has been held to just 2 points tonight for the sophomore. First free throw is no good.
Stone, traditionally a pretty good free throw shooter, 75% on the season, but also scores right around 9.6 points a contest. That is third best on the team behind Rogers and Jansen.
Stone makes 1 out of 2. Landon Madsen comes into the game for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Other than that, it's 4 starters out there as Garrett Ranapa is the one that went to the bench. Layup is good as back-to-back buckets here for Sam Marcus.
Nice job by the Spartans. It all started with that backdoor cut by Tucker Olson. He read the defense was playing the passing lane. He went backdoor. That allowed the defense to come up, allowed Sam Marcus underneath as his man peeled off of him to get the easy layup.
Spearfish defensively gets a block. Now they have it into their half court. They lose it. Brady Ranapa with the steal. Up ahead to Stone. And then a slam dunk by Blake Jensen. That'll be in our Tropico Smoothie replay. As a nice job by one Gold Digger to throw it off the back of the glass, and Jansen dunks it home.
Yeah, Jansen, he's able to jump up there and two-hand slam it down. And not quite the night that Jansen wants offensively, but maybe a little highlight reel to make his night a little better.
Marcus's shot is no good. Rebounded here by the Gold Diggers. Rogers, a deep three,
wow.
No good. Rebounded by Brady Ranapa. You can tell he can be physical down low. Still working hard. Here is Madsen for 3, no good. Tipped around, rebound by Jansen, and that's going to be, I believe, a foul on him.
Yeah, Jansen using the body of Olson to get a few more extra inches on that rebound. So Jansen will pick up his second. Check out that dunk again on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. The assist up floor to Enzo Stone off the backboard. Jansen flat-footed even.
Flushed it home. 4:40 left to play here in the fourth quarter. And Spearfish, it looks like all of their starters are getting well rested on the benches. They'll go again this Friday and Saturday here at home against Class AA teams.
It's going to be some physical East River squads coming in here to Spearfish on Friday and Saturday. You have Huron, who, again, was one of the dark horse favorites for the state championship. And they have a kid by the name of Blake Elwine. Pretty sure you've heard that name before.
Once they get healthy, they'll probably be pretty good here the last month of the season, but they got to get healthy. Three-pointer is good by the Spartans. Let's add somebody else to the scorebook. That would be Alex Eisner. 12 guys have scored now.
And you can just see a lot of these players here on the floor for Spearfish. I mean, they play a lot of JV together, so they also have a common sense of continuity with one another. So that and one will count for Cannon Rogers. He was able to step around his defender who commits the foul and get the 2 points in the harm.
I would have thought he traveled, but they say no. He gets the continuation as well on the Euro step. And the three-point play won't go as he misses the free throw. Makes it 70-32. It's been all Spartans. They led it after one, 31-6.
Double screen, a pick and roll inside to Peyton Jones, able to use the left hand over Brady Ranapa. So another Spartan gets into the recap with a little bucket on a pick and roll.
And all these are plays that they're drawing up. They were working through it. Three-pointer by Rogers, no good. Rebounded this time by Peyton Jones. Nice to have that size with Jones and Vevruska and Gibbs. That's going to come in handy this weekend, I think. And we're going to have a foul, a push on Lead-Deadwood.
Of course, talking about how the Huron Tigers and Blake Elwine and a few other tall Tigers coming into town to take on the Spartans. And then, of course, the Colonels, who likes playing basketball in a phone booth. Physicality inside the lane. They're always a very physical and tall bunch. Also coming here to Spearfish.
Peyton Jones gets his second bucket, back-to-back made shots by him as they're getting the subs in. A lot of points off the bench this evening by Spearfish as they are leading at 74-32. And the Spartan student section reminding us that this game's about over. And a foul call here on Spearfish defensively. And I believe it's going to be in the process of shooting. So 2 free throws coming up here for Blake Jansen.
Peyton Jones, the guilty party. But you like to see, again, the Spartan second team have as much success running through their base plays that Spartan varsity starters run through in the first off the bench. Being able to have that continuity and let you know that you're rewarded for your effort in practice, as, again, a lot of these athletes here on the floor for Spearfish, they're the ones that kind of get beat up on throughout practice, going up against Davis, Corton, Vavruska, Sire, Ashar, Hodges. And now this time they're enabled to be the bulliers to another team and run through their offense. Everyone's scoring the ball. It's a nice lift of morale for the Spartans again, as you got 2 very tough AA squads that will be critical for PowerPoint standings coming up here this weekend.
Blocked from behind by the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers with the clock still running down under 2 minutes now. 1:40 left to go as the Spartans lead it 74-33. Earlier tonight, the Spearfish Lady Spartans defeated Lead-Deadwood 62-8 as they shut out Lead-Deadwood in the first and fourth quarters. As Spearfish gets their 7th win of the season. I couldn't hear Coach Johnson at halftime. A couple of her thoughts.
She was really happy with the performance of the Lady Spartans again. It was a blowout. It was a battle versus a team that has struggled, but despite that, she wanted to see a crisp, clean game. She got that from not only her starters, but the second team, the freshmen, a bunch of freshmen that has joined the varsity squad this season that have shown flashes. A lot of them had points in this contest. In fact, I think all of them did. And just talking about having a business-like game and being able to build confidence offensively, have that eye-opening experience. She referenced to Makpia Luta and how that they had an amazing game defensively, but a terrible game offensively that really got the game out of hand. And if they could just find any sort of offense with this killer defense, they have the chance to do something pretty spectacular here in the second half of the season.
Layup is good by Peyton Jones. He has 6 points all in the fourth quarter off the bench as the clock is down to 30 seconds, and the Spartans will pick up win number 10 on the season as they lead it now 76-33. Spearfish or Lead-Deadwood only has about 4 games left in the regular season. 2 of them are this week. And the missed shot there, and it's rebounded here by the Spearfish Spartans. They're going to just dribble it out. Shot clock is turned off. They want him to shoot it. He will not. And its final score, 76-33. The Spearfish Spartans win it, going away by 43 points here this evening, and another Black Hills Conference win for Spearfish. Holy moly. Easy, Phil Collins. We have your Stadium Sports Grill post-game show coming up if I can hear anything.
It can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling, construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W in Spearfish, inside Walmart on First Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
Collisions happen. From fender benders to deer crossings, it's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
And welcome back to the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, where the Spearfish Spartans and a dominant Black Hills Conference win over the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Final score 76-33. Welcome into the Stadium Sports Grill postgame show, where sports fans meet. You can check them out in Spearfish at 744 Main Street, or give them a call at 605-642-9521. Well, as Cody tallies up the stats, we're joined by Spearfish Boys basketball head coach Ben Schultz here in our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Coach, it was a dominant performance from the jump. Really, you guys got after the Gold Diggers. Blake Jansen averaged 17 points a contest entering today, and he was held in single figures. You guys, pretty sure you had more turnovers than you had missed shots in the first half. What worked so well, and what did you see on film from this Gold Digger squad that enabled you guys to really take advantage from the jump?
Yeah, we've been just really focusing on our gap presence, our gap activity on the defensive end, and Cam Davis has turned into a really, really good defender for us, and he's had a couple tough matchups here in the last few weeks, and he's done a tremendous job for us. But it starts with our team defense and intensity. I thought we got in the gaps really well, forced a lot of turnovers, and that gets our offense moving. But all in all, it's great to get everyone some experience in a varsity game, so I'm happy with the performance.
Yeah, really all of your team, you had Cam Davis, Bennett Corton, Cade Vavruska, Carson Sire, Mason Southern. Everyone had their hands on the ball defensively, forcing turnovers. And talk about how your team's able to get that many steals. Is this something that's drilled in practice all the time, or is this something that the kids just have a mindset of, hey, you're not going to score and you're not even going to have a chance to dribble the ball?
Yeah, we have a lot of varsity experience on the squad right now. You know, we've been a young team the last 2 years, and they've been in these situations a lot, and it's been a progression every year. And this year, you know, we're really doing a lot of emphasis in that gap, like I talked about earlier, and then getting out to shooters with high hands. We have a lot of really good athletes that take a lot of pride in how they play defense. So it's been a progression the last couple of years, but it's definitely an emphasis in practice.
Another area I've seen growth from compared to last year to this year with Coach is rebounding. You guys, again, most of your offensive points, if it didn't come off a transition, off of a missed shot, it came from, again, scoring points from offensive rebounds. And talk about how your team has embraced the identity of being a tough physical squad that can run the floor, but also has the physicality to grab offensive boards to keep your offensive possessions rolling.
Yeah, it's just about defining roles, and within our offense, we identify who's going to crash the boards and who's going to get back in transition. So those guys have done a great job executing what they're expected, and with our length and athleticism, we can be a problem on the glass.
Absolutely, and Coach, I'll leave you with this. You have a few days of rest before you have Huron and Mitchell, 2 big games coming up for a Class AA positioning for the Sodak 16. You have a few days of rest and also a few days to prepare for some AA teams. What do you want to see from your squad through the next 2 days of practice before Blake Elwine and the Huron Tigers come to town?
Yeah, I mean, we need 2 great days of practice here. The boys know what's at stake here this weekend. I feel like last time we played, this level of competition, we, not to sugarcoat it, we got embarrassed by STM. We kind of got bullied in that game, and we let them impose their will on us. We let them execute their game plan instead of us playing Spartan basketball. So they're hungry to get back at it and have another tough test here with Huron and Mitchell both in the building, and I'm excited to see how we compete.
Awesome. Well, Coach Schultz, thank you for joining us here in our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, and get some rest. You guys played a lot of basketball here lately.
Yeah, it's not slowing down either, so thank you.
Absolutely. That is head coach Ben Schultz from the Spearfish Spartans joining us with our El Sombrero, our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show. And we'll take a 1-minute timeout and come back and go over some stats, our superior performer, and some scores coming up with our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And welcome back here to the Spearfish High School gym as the doubleheaders in the books as the Spearfish Spartans get a Black Hills Conference sweep. The girls win earlier in the opener 62-8, and the Spearfish boys take care of Lead-Deadwood here in the nightcap 76-33. And you're scoring through the quarters. Spearfish out to a good start. They were up 31-6 at the end of the first quarter. They outscored Lead-Deadwood in the second frame 18-12 to go up 49-18 at the break. Then in the third quarter, Spearfish outscored Lead-Deadwood 13-5, so they built up a 62-23 advantage after 3 quarters. With a running clock for most of the second half, Spearfish scored 14 points in the fourth compared to 10 for Lead-Deadwood. Spearfish outscored Lead-Deadwood in the second half 27-15 for a 76-33 Black Hills Conference victory for Spearfish as they get win number 10 on the season. Let's see, Lead-Deadwood averages about 60 points per game. They were held to 33 tonight, and just 4 guys scored for them. They were all their starters. 19 points from Cannon Rogers. That might be a season best for him, as Blake Jensen just didn't have it going in the first quarter, then kind of laid off the scoring portion, and he ended up with 7 points tonight, averages about 17, and then 4 points from Garrett Ranapa on 2 buckets, and a 3-point play from Enzo Stone. And for the Spearfish Spartans, 13 guys scored for Spearfish, and there was 2 of them into double figures. Most of the starters scored their points in the first half. 15 points from Cameron Davis, all coming in the first half. 12 points from Vavruska, 10 of those coming in the first half. And then just a pile of everybody else. 6 points from Corton, 7 points from Southern, all in the first half. 6 points from Gibbs, 7 from Sire off the bench. Now we get into bench players here. 4 from Hodges. All these guys are off the bench. 2 points from Hughes, 3 from Olson, 1 from Isaac Wilson, 5 points from Marcus. Jones had 6 points in the fourth quarter, and Eisner made a 3-pointer. So the starting 5 did their work early on in the first quarter, probably a few minutes of the second quarter, and then the bench kept it going after that, as Spearfish wins it 76-33. Spearfish made 8 3-pointers. Lead-Deadwood made 3, all by Cannon Rogers. And then Spearfish made 5 free throws. Lead-Deadwood made 6 free throws. And that is your game recap with the unofficial stats. And our postgame show is being brought to you by the Stadium Sports Grill, downtown Spearfish. It is where sports fans meet. Coming up next, we'll announce our player of the game, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. We have your scoreboard and more as we continue with the postgame show live from the Spearfish High School gym on KDSJ Sports.
Just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
And welcome back to the Stadium Sports Grill post-game show here from the Spearfish High School gym. As again, the first game of our doubleheader tonight, the Spearfish Lady Spartans win at 62-8. They were led by Kate Scharf, who had 16 points. A lot of those in the first 4 minutes of the game, as she drilled 4 3-pointers, led the team in scoring again tonight. As Spearfish improves to 7-4 in the season, Lead-Deadwood drops to 3-13, as 62-8 the final score there. Lead-Deadwood will be back in action Friday as they'll host Hill City, and then Spearfish will get ready for a couple more home games this weekend. Let's find out who the best player on the floor tonight was. It is our player of the game and our superior performance being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Here's Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV with tonight's player of the game.
It's going to be senior Cam Davis, tonight's superior performer for this contest. 15 points to lead the Spartans, second in the game in scoring. As Cam Davis, he did it all really for the Spartans. He shot the ball well from the outside. He had a dunk. He had multiple steals, as we heard from head coach Ben Schultz earlier, that he's turning into a very nasty defender, able to go after the ball. He's lengthy enough to intercept passes and has long enough arms and quick enough to swipe it away from dribblers as well. So Cam Davis really flashed the entire package tonight. Multiple finishes at the rim as well, and really helped the Spartans jump out early on the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers from the start. So for his efforts, Cam Davis is our superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by the folks at Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
And also, don't forget, you can check things out on our social media links, the latest sports, news, and community happenings through our social media page on Facebook. As again, we broadcast the game tonight on KDSJ-TV and through Facebook Live. Now let's hit up the scoreboard, and that is being brought to you by Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, located at 644 West Jackson in Spearfish. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Some of the finals coming in on the high school girls basketball side of things of note. Clayson may have some things to add. Here's what I got anyway. O'Gorman, the number 2 team in the state. On the girls' side, they handle T area 85-51. Also coming across for a final is, of course, Spearfish getting the best of Lead-Deadwood tonight, 62-8 in the girls' contest. And let's see, Huron girls get a win tonight, 48-38. They'll be coming here to town this weekend. And Yankton gets a win over Pierre, 54-33. Anything you'd like to add on the girls' side?
Sturgis with a win over Belfouche tonight, 45-25. And Mitchell over Sioux Falls Jefferson, 60-55 as well in Class A. Watertown over Sioux Falls Lincoln, 49-29. Washington over Brookings. Last score update at half, 33-20.
We finished this game a little early, so not many boys finals coming across. We do have one from Buffalo tonight. The Sundance Bulldogs defeated Hardin County 49-46. That was a makeup game from January 15th. Spearfish, again, they defeated Lead-Deadwood 76-33. Sioux Falls Roosevelt takes care of Huron 72-65. So Huron will be hungry for something this weekend. Yankton defeated Pierre 51-43. Lincoln over Watertown 78-55. So Watertown was ranked this week for Class AA boys, but they fall they're at home by 23 points tonight. But Lincoln is the number 1 team in the state.
Yeah, there's just Lincoln, Roosevelt, a ginormous gap, and then the rest of Class AA.
And T area, they're in AA. They get a win over O'Gorman 65-61.
Big win for T area in terms of power points. Those two were, I believe, within about 2 or 3 placings of one another.
That's all I have.
Let's see what I can add. Yankton over Pierre. I don't know if you did that one or not. 51-43. It was Mitchell. They lost tonight as well to Sioux Falls Jefferson, 67-61. So a pair of East River teams coming here to West River hungry for a few wins. Let me see in Class A. St. Thomas More is running amok on Sturgis, 62-28, start of the fourth quarter. Hill City with the win over Shatter, Nebraska, 57-37 tonight as well. Custer, again, trailing Douglas 27-16 at half. Class A, don't see much else. So no score update from Makpealuta and Rapid City Christian from Pine Ridge. Dupree over Timberlake right now at halftime, 28-25. Cody Kugel, Nebraska win at Takini as well. So just down the road from good old Cody, Nebraska. It's ironic, that is sarcastic, of course. New Underwood over Phillip, 50-33. Kadoka area over Bennett County, 33-22. Those games are in the second and fourth quarters, respectively.
Lead-Deadwood boys, they fall to 10-6 on the season. At a time, they were number 2 in Region 8A, and then the world came around and dropped down Lead-Deadwood to number 4 spot. They still have about a 2-game lead over Hot Springs, so Lead-Deadwood right there in the middle of the pack of Region 8A, which is very top-heavy, with St. Thomas More leading the way at 9-4. Looks like they're going to get a win at home tonight against Sturgis, and Rapid City Christian second to the region at 9-6.
Though Lead-Deadwood has a few chances to still this season to move up. They take on Hill City and Mokpialuta, both teams that are currently above the Gold Diggers in the Black Hills Conference standings, and Hill City is both a conference and a regional opponent. So the season isn't over yet for Lead-Deadwood by any means. Definitely a lot to work on tonight after the Sturgis contest, but Coach Dan Jansen, very good at identifying what his team needs to improve upon. Of course, today it's obvious, and it was ball handling. But, again, the Gold Diggers, they will improve from it, and they could still be pretty formidable come around regionals.
We got 2 games done, 8 more games to go this week here on KDSJ Sports. We'll tell you about it as our Stadium Sports Grill postgame show wraps up, coming up right here on KDSJ Radio and TV.
To note, KDSJ-TV will actually be concluding, so we can start packing up some stuff. So for those on KDSJ-TV, again, Spearfish in action again on Friday and Saturday versus Huron. It will be a 6 o'clock tip-off for the girls, 7:30 tip-off for the boys. Go ahead and remember to like and subscribe to KDSJ TV so you don't miss another live sports broadcast and rewatch this sports broadcast as well. I'm signing off on KDSJ Radio, KDSJ TV, and Cody Oliver will take you the rest of the way on a KDSJ Radio on 980 AM and 103.5 FM.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartans sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.